TOR King and the China Horse Club are now widely known around Australia and the world, with their gold and red colours having been worn by some outstanding breed shapers. This year's draft for the Inglis Easter Yearling Sale contains more elite yearlings who you know are going to go on to great success in the future. Michael, the Chase here in the Southern Highlands is just a gorgeous property with so many established, magnificent pine trees and so much other wonderful vegetation. It's obviously really good sort of ground to be growing out horses. And TOR King and his wife Ivy and their family, they obviously love coming here as well.
It's a beautiful property, fantastic rolling country. They're very proud of it. Obviously, T.O. designed and built the barn and has put all the infrastructure in, and we've sort of slowly over the last 12 months started to expand our footprint here with a new barn going in and further fencing and it's sort of, expanding our property.
And it's a really growing region, isn't it? I mean, obviously the Southern Highlands, it can get a bit cool in winter, but, horses eat well when it's a bit cooler, but it's really getting established with some really, high performing thoroughbred studs.
Absolutely. I think horses appreciate a change in seasons. It helps their growth and development, and the results of the Southern Highland breeders as a collective, I think, start to speak for themselves.
And so proud, I guess, the whole China Horse Club team to have their first stallion with the CHC brand in Osmosis standing at start. Of course, what a wonderful racehorse he was, and so good to see now that's the next generation on from what you've produced.
Absolutely. To have bred him and for him to be a Coolmore Stud Stakes winner, the premier 3-year-old sprinting race, and to be so well received in his first season at stud is something we take great pride in, and that Mr. T.O. takes great pride in as well.
And the racing team, we know these China Horse Club colours, the gold and red colours with the stars. The 2-year-old team again racing at the elite level, so it's so exciting. The whole operation is tasting success.
Absolutely. This is what it's about, is producing and racing elite horses. So we're delighted to have a couple runners in the slipper and to be producing horses like Osmosis and Revolutionary Miss. Depth of character this year, running 5th in the Round McGuineas. So we're working away the whole time to improve our breeding and racing stock.
And the evolution continues to roll on, because we're looking at relations to some of the horses you mentioned. And we start with the full brother to Osmosis. This is lot 86, a colt by Zoostar. From No More Tears, Zoostar, we know, of course, a wonderful son of Northern Meteor, continuing the Encosta de Lago legacy. The dam's by Darcy Brahma, a 3-time stakes winner in New Zealand, including the Mr. Tiz Trophy. And Olafson won by chance today, who is the full brother, winning on debut. And this is a really speedy looking sort of boy from the great Hips Don't Lie family.
It's a fantastic family. Hips Don't Lie, Learning to Fly, Osmosis, like you said. This fella, he's a late foal, but he's strong. He's got more substance than the mare usually throws. That Zoostar quality, great brain, great action, and we're really proud to offer him.
And of course, the half-brother Hughes has won since the catalogue was being printed. So there's just so much more upside as well, always, with this family.
It's tremendously active. It's an iconic family in the Australian stud book, and I think the stud book globally.
Next is lot 116, a filly by So You Think from Queen of Diamonds. So she's a November foal, just like Dad, but of course that didn't stop him winning 10 Group 1 races around the world and 2 Cox Plates. The dam is a joint New Zealand Filly of the Year by 9-time champion New Zealand sire Savabeel, and she won those good fillies races, the Lowland and Eulogy Stakes, placed in the 8 Carat and the Sir Tristram Filly Stakes. The third dam, the incredible Trista Love, and it is the great 8 Carat family too, and family of the recent Australian Guineas winner Feroce. You can see a lot of Zabeel in there as well.
Absolutely, a lot of Zabeel, a lot of Sir Tristram. As you alluded to, it's an iconic New Zealand family, a family that throws champions. So You Think's doing an outstanding job as a stallion. 11 Group 1 winners, 5 of them fillies, a Queen of the Turf winner, an Oaks winner, a Guineas winner, a Surround winner, a Tats Tiara winner. And this filly looks an Oaks horse all day long.
Lot 394 by Zoostar from Grasslands. Now this filly, of course, bred on that wonderful Zoostar Snitzel cross. And the dam is a full sister to one of the most outstanding fillies in recent years, Away Game. Trapeze Warrior in the family, a recent update winner at Moonee Valley. And great action. She's a forward sort of filly, as you'd expect from that cross.
A lot of quality, very athletic. Grassland's a sister to two fillies that are already stakes producers. Away Game's first full sold at Magic Millions for a lot of money. And as you said, she's really athletic, a lot of quality. It's the same cross as North Star Lass, Growing Empire, just really speedy.
Lot 315, a filly again by Zoostar, and the dam's a winner in stakes placed and fourth in the New Zealand Oaks. This is a half sister to stakes winner Depth of Character, who was fifth in the Randwick Guineas, as you mentioned recently, and bound to get more black type. The great Haunui family of positivity, ready to lift, and so many more. And such a powerhouse. She's all speed, and I reckon she'll go like a shot out of a gun.
She is all quality. As you said, very powerful, very fast. And it's another iconic fillies family. Pussy O'Reilly, it just keeps producing good horses. I think this filly will go fast, but I think she'll also stretch out. That's what we're trying to breed. Horses like Revolutionary Miss that run early and train on.
And then lot 338 by Schnitzel from Dame Giselle, a filly co-bred with Sir Owen Glenn, who of course you raced Dame Giselle with. The four-time champion sire continues to have great stakes winners. Of course, Schnitzel with Lady Shenandoah in the Cornwall Classic. Lazura won the Far Lap on the same day. The Dam is a star by I Am Invincible. She won the Riesling, the Silver Shadow, the Furious, the Tea Rose and the Golden Gift, and placed in a Cornwall Classic. And it's just her second foal. The first foal sold for $1 million at Easter last year. She's a lovely, strong girl with a good action, isn't she?
She's so imposing. We're incredibly proud to have bred her with Sir Owen. As you said, we raced Dame Giselle together. She was so talented. You know, if the slipper had been on a dry track, she may have won that as well. But this filly's a real powerhouse. Schnitzel can do no wrong, and we're very proud to offer her.
I did ask you off camera what the reserve might be on a filly like this with the half by Exceed selling for $1 million, and your reply?
Well, I think the market will work it out.
She will be very highly sought after, and overall you've had a lot of experience around the world in the bloodstock industry. How do you see the global buyers approaching Inglis Easter?
I think the global market understands that this is the pinnacle, as far as pedigree and physical, of the best of what Australia has to offer. So the Americans are paying attention, the Japanese are paying attention, the Europeans are paying attention. Easter's a global marketplace. Hopefully we have something to offer that they appreciate.
The Cunningham family have developed a magnificent property in Ridgmont Farm, and in recent years they've ramped up their investment, buying some incredible broodmares and matching them with elite stallions to create an outstanding draft for Riverside this year. Mitch, Ridgmont Farm, every time we visit, you can see that there's been an advancement in terms of whether it be the trees, the gardens, the horses now, the Easter yearlings, they're looking magnificent. There's always something that's sort of improving, isn't there, when you're running a property such as this?
Yeah, there is. It's really a never-ending project for us. And I guess the view is just to become a world-leading broodmare farm, and I think you've always got to be looking at everything on the farm and finding areas where you can improve. That's certainly the undertaking or the path we're on at the moment, and it's an enjoyable journey, but it's one that I think will bear fruit for us in the years to come with the horses off the farm.
And we know the Ridgmont colours now, through the likes of Steffi Magnetica, Stormboy and many others as well. So tell us a bit about what you're aiming to do here. As you said, to be, a first-rate broodmare farm, but you're also having so much success with horses that you're racing as well.
Yeah, and there's so much work goes into that. We're trying to identify broodmares as yearlings, which is a difficult thing to do, obviously, but there's huge upside to it, and we're having success with it. We're buying fillies with the pedigree that, should they go on and do it on the racetrack, which a lot of them have, that they'll form a key part of the broodmare band moving forward. They all have, incredibly commercial pedigrees, well related by the right stallions. We put them with the best trainers in Sydney and Melbourne. And the racing arm to our business has given us a lot of joy, but a lot of impetus to keep going, and we've had the success that I think that the team deserve.
When you're looking at this draft, it's a small but a very select draft. As you say, you have the best stallions represented in this draft, but you're obviously very proud of what you're taking to Inglis Easter this year.
For sure, very proud of this group. It's the best group of horses we've ever taken to a sale. Easter, is quintessential for these type of horses, and the sale rewards you if you bring the right product. And I think across the board we've got a great draft, which I think the team are going to be rewarded for, and the sale facilitates that really well. And this group of yearlings are all, as you say, by the right stallions, but they're all physically beautiful. Well-minded yearlings, which we're excited to take to the sale.
Well, starting with lot 325, and you don't get stallions much better than this, do you? Extreme Choice from Chintz. This colt is by a stallion in demand, of course, from small numbers. We know the incredible strike rate that Extreme Choice has. This is a three-quarter brother to multiple stakes winner, Not an Option. The dam won 6 times, including 2 New Zealand group races, and is by the 9-time champion New Zealand sire and super broodmare sire Savabeel. Gorgeous horse, a bit of size there for an Extreme Choice. Beautifully put together, and those lovely black points, a really striking individual.
He's got so much quality to him, and thankfully his physical matches his page. His page is extremely exciting, but when you see him in front of you, he fills the eye. So much quality there, and yes, he is a bigger sort of style of the Extreme Choice, but as we all know, Extreme Choice can get horses winning anywhere from all styles of horses, and he's
Melbourne Cups.
Yeah, that's right. Golden Slippers, yep. Blue Diamonds, all the way to Melbourne Cups, as you say. So this horse has a great mind, a beautiful deep girth, great bone, well balanced, moves like a horse that's going to be sharp. You couple that with his page, three-quarter brother to the Group 2 winner, Not an Option, but the family are all winners, and there's black type all the way through. So pretty much the perfect product to be taking to Easter.
Next is by a son of Extreme Choice in Stay Inside, lot 319 from Chachapoyas. The sire, of course, a Golden Slipper winning son of Extreme Choice, and the dam's had 3 to race, all winners. She's a half-sister to Singapore champ Arameo and to Tupac Amaru, who was second in the ATC Derby. Great action on this boy. Just gets along beautifully.
Yeah, he's probably the best moving horse we've taken to a sale, to be honest with you. He's such a beautiful, mature colt. Again, you know, he's one of the biggest stay insides, but you know, we've seen, you know, they're all selling really well. He gives me the feel, stay inside, of a stallion that is going to make his mark at stud in Australia, and you know, the industry really needs him to go on with it, and I think he will. Certainly from the product we've seen at the sale so far. So excited to be bringing him to the sale. You know, as you say, he moves incredibly well. That sire line is on fire in Australia, and the athleticism we see in him here today can be, you know, transferred onto the racetrack, backed by his pedigree. Then I think he's going to be one of those better products that you know, Newgate are known to put out.
Lot 350 by Wootton Bassett from Egyptian Missile. Of course, you know, another sire at the moment, really, Wootton Bassett. He can't go wrong with the first of his Southern Hemisphere 2-year-olds. He's proven in the Northern Hemisphere. The dam's a 3-time winner from one of the toughest race mares I've ever seen in our Egyptian reign. He's a compact sort of fellow, isn't he? He's sort of more forward than some of the Wootton Bassets, but we're seeing that in the 2-year-olds. As I said, that Wootton Bassett is already throwing in his early years here in the Southern Hemisphere, but gorgeous, gorgeous head on this colt too, real stallion's head.
Yeah, he does have a real stallion's head, and in fact, if you put a side by side of this boy with Wootton Bassett himself, there's, you know, a lot of similarities there actually, and I think everyone had the view that he'd be more of a 3-year-old's producer, Wootton Bassett, but we've seen in the Northern Hemisphere and in the Southern Hemisphere that he's getting those 2-year-olds and they're winning the big races, and you know, I think he's got 3 in the Golden Slipper. So this boy looks like he's going to be up and running early. His pedigree suggests he will, but also has the scope to go on with it into his 3-year-old year. Our Egyptian Reign was obviously a champion sprinter herself, but she's produced, you know, Egyptian Symbol, another, you know, group-winning horse, but stakes performers all winning at 2-year-old siblings to this mare. So the pedigree is there by the right stallion, and he's just got so much quality. As you said, he's not the biggest horse, but he's got you know, a really well balanced, medium-sized frame, and he uses himself well. Beautiful head, and I can see him walking out of a stallion barn one day.
Lot 178 again by a sire who's really making his mark. Too Darn Hot from Sought After by, of course, this filly's by the champion first season sire here last season, who hasn't come back to Australia, so that makes them even more of a collector's item. The dam won 4 times, was second in the Group 2 Matriarch Stakes, and the second dam was a multiple stakes winner in Patronine. The half-sister to this filly has won in Victoria since the catalogue went to print, so that's always good with the updates as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It complements her page for sure, but we knew she'd be a lovely type to bring to Easter when we identified her at the weanling sales. You know, she was such a beautiful weanling, and thankfully she's gone on with it, and she's the product you'll see at the sale in front of you. She's just so lovely, so much quality, as a lot of those Too Darn Hots do have. She's a medium-sized filly who moves really well, and Too Darn Hot has had such success with these fillies, and her pedigree is one that we're really excited about, and sought after. Was a stakes performer. You know, there's black type all the way through the 3rd dam, so she's every chance, and we've seen, you know, what is this spectacular success Too Darn Hot has been, certainly in the last few months, but you know, over the last few years in Australia. So really excited. You know, we're just hoping Too Darn Hot can come back at some point, so Aussie breeders have access to it. But you know, while we don't, it's, you know, exciting that we've got, you know, this lot in our draft.
Lot 228 keeps these fantastic stallions coming. This filly is by Zoostar from Too Good Too Hard. Of course, we know Zoostar, most recently Jolly Star, a Newmarket winner, and so many others. And the dam is a 6-time winner by All Too Hard, multiple stakes placed, in the family of Divine Madonna and the ATC Oaks winner Autumn Angel, but also the update too of this family with the Todman Talendert winner and Blue Diamond runner-up Intentris. Great action, you know, strong body, but looks to have some real sort of classic quality there too, to maybe be a 3-year-old, and again, a beautiful temperament.
Yeah, no, she's been probably the best quality filly we've had on the farm this year, I'd say. Really proud of the product we're bringing to the sale. She's, you know, got that wonderful deep girth, great brain, pretty head, moves extremely well. And Zeus Star needs no introduction, so it's all there for her. We're big believers in All Too Hard in all facets. Certainly as a broodmare sire, he had King of Pop win the Black Opal. The pedigree is there. When we bought the mare, it didn't have any of those Autumn Angels and Tentresses in the page, so there's been great updates to that. Just a beautiful product, beautiful filly, and I think she's going to be, well found.
Finally, lot 370 by So You Think, from Faith in Hand, of course, by the multiple runner-up champion Australian sire and the 10-time Group 1 winner in So You Think. And again, we get that great So You Think Fastnet cross. The dam's a winner and a full sister to 1,000 Guineas winner Amicus, and a close relation to 4-time Group 1 winner and also top sire in Star Spangled Banner. Reminds me a bit of Amicus, just a nice, neat sort of a filly, but lots of stretch and that lovely action. And I guess in the markings almost, a lot of Sadler's Wells there. And of course, that's one of the great crosses with Fastnet Rock.
That's right. She's just got so much quality, this filly. And So You Think, has done such a great job over the last few years. He's really been one of our bread and butter stallions in Australia, and he was such a champion himself. And you've seen what he's done with his fillies, in Australia over the last few years. I think he's going to be a breed-shaping stallion in that capacity, and she's such a great example of a So You Think. She has a lot of unique markings and a lot of sort of differentiation, but she's got that sort of So You Think brain and action. Amicus, that family is just extraordinary. We really believe in it. We've bought a Frankel out of Amicus this year, so it's a family that we're continuing to reinvest in. This filly is one that I think is such a classic Easter filly. Really excited to be bringing her to the sale.
Well, it is a big business. I mean, you're investing a lot into breeding these elite horses that get to the Easter sale and on to success in stakes races. How do you see, at the moment, everyone keeps saying, oh, the top end is flying and so forth. How do you see this sale going currently?
Well, I think the sale is going to be really strong, frankly. We feel really confident. I think the sale is going to be incredibly strong. We've seen from the Premier sale that the market is bouncing in a way, but really I feel that the Easter sale every year is in many ways immune to any economic fluctuation just by virtue of the quality of the catalogue. And, the top end of the market has held up really well. And this 400 lotted catalogue, it would probably be the top 400 lots in just about any sale in the world. So I think it'll be strong. I think breeders will be well rewarded bringing the product that they're bringing to the sale, and it'll be really competitive, given the quality of the pedigrees there. But I think it'll be a buoyant sale, and we're excited to get there.